Hey there, Vlad. This will be a great video for you to refer back to just to get a little bit of footing on what we actually covered. Now, I'm just going to surmise what beginner and intermediate ukulele is. Here we go. All the pieces on this instrument are either made out of a fabricated wood or out of a metal. These are nylon polymer strings. In combination, the headstock, the neck, the heel, the body, and then all the different things that are on this, including the sound hole, the bracing on the inside, the saddle, which is on top of the bridge, the nut, which is the first thing that the strings hit after the tuning pegs where they wrap around. Tuning the instrument here, over the top of the fretboard, and then back on the back of the neck here, we get to the heel, which secures the unit into the body. This type of style where it goes down like this as the body is, it's called a dreadnought style. It's used on many different acoustics. The only other difference would have one that has a cutaway so you can play higher up the neck. As far as the individual fringing, when we go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, that means there are 3 different quadrants until we get the same note we played open up high. Each one of those, the minor seconds, can charismatically be considered part of a chromatic scale. It's every single note that's possible. What you and I worked on was diatonic scales that have 7 notes, meaning the chord 1 and then the chord 6 all have the same notes. So in the key of C major, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. C major, no sharps and no flats. So C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished, and C. I taught you 2 kind of concepts. One, you can either take the shape of the C, scoot it up, and then bar the whole first fret for a C sharp major, and then play the same chords you used just with the different fingerings. C sharp major, D sharp minor, E sharp minor, F sharp major, G sharp minor, G sharp major, A sharp minor, and then B sharp diminished. Now B sharp diminished, of course, is C diminished, but we see how that C diminished can't be called a C diminished in the key of B and C sharp. So we can't have C sharp diminished or C diminished to C sharp major. We just don't say things twice. So knowing that each one of these, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, charismatically can be D, E, F, G, A, B, C sharp, D. And you can keep that method going. Or you don't have to play in the same exact way. You can play a D major, E minor, F sharp minor, rather than playing an F sharp minor like that, which might seem kind of cumbersome. Concept is, it would behoove you, if you're going to keep playing this and take this to anything other than just enjoying the instrument and music in general. If you want to do this as a class or for theater, for a group of music, for musicians, your own friends, your buddies, or be hired as a musician like I am for different recording gigs or for teaching possibilities, you would need to know that you've got D major, E minor, F sharp major, G major, A major, B minor, C sharp diminished, and D, as well as in the key of like F, knowing F major, G minor, A minor, B flat major, C major, D minor, E diminished, F. There are 8 notes, 7 if you get down to it, in each key. Knowing each one of those keys and each ones that correspond is what we left off on. The way we used it was with the circle fifth, meaning if you know that a C has no sharps and flats and you go 5 notes, you go to G, which has 1 sharp. Then you would spell G major, A minor, B minor, C major, D major, there's that E minor, and then the F sharp diminished would be the only sharp in the key of G, which leads back to its G. Each time we add a new sharp on, that sharp will be the minor second or the half step in front of the key that we're looking for. So the sharp that's added for the key of A major, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, would be G sharp. We already know F sharp's in G, F sharp and C are in D, F sharp, C, and G are going to be in A. F sharp, C, G, and D now are going to be in the key of E major. E major, F sharp minor, G sharp minor, A major, B major, then we've got our C sharp minor, right? And then that's where our D sharp diminished comes in, because our D sharp diminished is going to go directly D sharp diminished to E. The concept is, If we can figure out what each seniority of each key is, we'll be able to follow any chord progression for any song ever. We left off on some strumming, but the basic concept is when you play a downstroke, let's say with an F major, you get a whole. Half of that would be played on the 1 and the 3. Those are half notes. They all have 2 beats. 1, 2, 1. Now quarter notes, as you know, they're all downstrokes. We can play eighth notes as 2 downstrokes, or we can play eighth notes as down and up. When we do down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, they become 16th notes. And when we double that, that becomes 32nd notes. Now, it's really hard to do 64th notes, and then beyond that, you know, it just turns into a tone. Because when we go, those become, and then, those individual notations just turn into tones or frequencies. So at this point, the concept for you is just to maybe grab a book, play some songs, have fun. Keep trying for your scales by doing do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Try these scale patterns in each scale that we've been working on and realize when we go up through seniorities, they're not all this scale. They're not all major. We would have C major, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Then our D minor would have D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. It would go to E minor, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. But what we could tell is all of these notes for each one of these chords, even F, 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 G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F, all of them have the same footing for the major scale. Whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. For a minor, it's whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step. And then what we know from that is if we shift any of those intervals around, those become what we left off on, the modes. Now, modes are just used to give a little bit of ambiance in between those half steps so we can experience minor, major, diminished, and augmented in a different way. With our 1, 3, 5, our 1 flat 3, 5, our 1 flat 3, flat 5, and then our 1, 3 sharp 5, we've got all 4 possible types of chords. The only chord that we really did not talk about was a half diminished chord. We showed a couple examples of what these half diminished chords are, but the concept is when you want to find out what that is for the half diminished, I'll put the onus on you. All we have to do is realize it falls into the same portion of the 1 flat 3 flat 5. It's the distinguishable place of where we put our 7th at that point. Okay, so that brings us up a day on how to form different chords, 1, 3, 5, 1 flat 3 5, 1 flat 3 5 5 5 for the diminished, augmented, major, half diminished, minor. The next thing we would see is seeing chords that have major minor chords. You can have a C major with a minor 7th. C major. Our minor 7th in the key of C would be B flat, but if we encourage having that B there, C, C, when we put the B flat in there along with our C major, we quite literally get, and that happens to have that kind of dominant 7, but when we put a major 7th, that makes kind of a major 7th chord. It's great. But when we change that 3rd, woo, it changes that tonality, doesn't it? It feels like we have a diminished chord. And in fact, we do. When we're playing a C major, and then we influence the major minor, a C major minor quite literally is a G augmented with a C there. So the concept is, I think you're at a wonderful place now from our time together to be able to understand where you are on the fretboard. Know that the purpose of spider exercise is to get super strong with playing half steps and then be able to turn those into major scales or into whole tone scales or diminished scales or, you know, modes like Phrygian or Locrian flat 6. The whole world is your oyster as far as music is concerned. And the one thing I'd like to say is you always have me as a resource. These videos won't go away. So if you ever want to put a comment in the comment section, I will get to it. And then I will give you an answer. If I don't know the answer, I will ask my teachers, and then I will get back to you. Other than that, keep going at this. I really know that life moves fast, but being able to have a musical instrument with you is amazing. It doesn't matter if these videos get watched now, but if eventually you do circle back onto these videos, none of the information will be lost from day one. You and I have been together for quite a while, so there are over 60 videos, I think. I'll put those all into a file video, and then I'll put those as a playlist that only you're going to be able to see there, Vlad. It's very nice meeting you, very nice seeing you, and don't be a stranger. If you ever want to pick back up ukulele, please try me again. Otherwise, there are a multitude of other instructors out there. And if you do keep up with this, please take the things that I've shown you, like the spider exercises and the teeter-totters, being able to play them with different fingers, and dare I say, some of the different rhythm exercises that we did, and show those to some other people, your family and your friends. Other than that, it was wonderful meeting you. Don't be a stranger, and enjoy music. Aloha.